Good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. It is a little rainy out. I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment. On our show today, Christine Spar is here. She is the Resident Services Director. She sat down with Lisa and talked about that department. And at the end, there's a phone number that is given out, so you know the number to call for that. Also today from Social Services, the Social Services Manager, Susan McInerney, is going to be here. She's talking about an upcoming seminar about suicide prevention. So she'll tell us all about that. We also have the latest Globe headlines with Jennifer. And then we have a special segment with Shirley Witt, which is, you know Shirley, she is with the Florence Sylvester and Age Well, of course. And it's sort of a tribute to Marilyn Diddy. So we'll bring you that as well. As far as meetings go today, there are a few meetings to tell you about. JRF has their agenda prep meeting that is at 9:30 in the Willow Room. Then United has their Architectural Control and Standards Committee, and that's at 9:30 in the Sycamore Room. The docent tour happens today at 1 o'clock, and it starts in the Elm Room, but you need to call. This is one of those events that you have to RSVP so they know how many people are going to be there. And the number is 268-2040. So please, if you are going to attend the docent meeting, please give that number a call. And then finally, Mutual 50, if you live in the Towers, they have their monthly meeting going on at 2 o'clock, and that is at Lorcher Hall over there in the Towers. Now let's get to the weather. And as I said, there was a chance of drizzle this morning. And if you're watching us in the morning, it came a little bit later. Originally, it was going to be about 6, 7 o'clock, but it is here. It's not going to be much of anything. This system, as it started its way from Northern California on down, it shrunk and shrunk and shrunk. And by the time it's gotten to us here in Orange County, it's more of just a drizzle throughout the day. Now, there is a chance of a thunderstorm associated with this, and that could happen in certain areas. No telling where in Southern California or if it will happen at all, but really not a lot of rain associated with this. And probably by the time we get to the late afternoon, we'll start to get clearing. Then we get a high pressure system that comes in, and our temperatures go right back up again, as you can see. 73 tomorrow, then 78 on Saturday and Sunday, and 75 on Monday. We could even have some offshore winds coming our way on Saturday. So this is sort of a little bit of a dip for one day of this system. And then we're going to start to clear up and be real nice again. And again, I don't think there's going to be a lot of rain associated with this. The most I've heard is maybe 1/10 of an inch, and that's throughout Southern California. Now, around the county and beyond today, all the temperatures are down today because of this little system that's here, this little low that's lasting for one day. Beach is only about 62, and everywhere else pretty much in the mid-60s. Even Palm Springs is dropping by about 10 degrees today. So a little bit of drizzle if you're watching us in the morning, and should be somewhat clearing as we get to the afternoon, then really clearing later in the evening as this high pressure system begins to move in. All right, we'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From our delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Welcome back. Well, the building that we reside in is a community services building, and it is always very busy. And today I have Christine Spar, who's the Resident Services Director, to give us an update on things that happened last year and what's to come this year. Welcome.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me today.
You're welcome.
Really
well,
appreciate it.
It sounds like you just have so many things going on, and I just can't imagine, because every time I walk by that building downstairs or the floor downstairs, it is just packed with people.
Yes, it is packed, and yes, we're providing really great service, and we've had some changes in 2017, and I think it's actually enhanced the resident service experience.
Okay, great. Well, let's talk a little bit about some of the things that you had happen last year.
Well, first thing that we've concentrated on in 2017 was customer service excellence. We wanted to make certain that our folks were trained and that they also have been cross-trained so that they know how to do their jobs and how to take care of every resident and each call. So we want to make certain that they're informed. Also, we expanded our hours of operation. So we're now open Monday through Friday from 7 to 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 to 5. With that came the shifts to accommodate the workflow. And so we have people who start their jobs from 7 to 4, 8 to 5 o'clock, 9 to 5:30, and 8:30 to 5:30, and 9 to 6 o'clock. Okay. Increasing these shifts have also helped us to kind of accommodate that workflow, and that's because we don't really know when residents are going to be coming through and how we're going to staff up until it actually happens. So we want to make certain that we're prepared for those visits. Okay. We also now have field dispatch for our residents. So this way, the call doesn't have to be transferred. We're able to dispatch our plumbers and our maintenance crew on Saturdays as well. So that really helps us to move along the tickets a lot faster.
Oh, that's great.
We've also implemented the care provider policy, as well as introduced our new RFIDs, which is optional right now to the resident. And what this means is that if they have an RFID, they won't have to go through the line with the visitors. They'll be able to just come up to the gate. The gate will automatically open, allow them to come through, and then close again. So we're very excited about that technology. We also implemented department staff meetings. And so, because we wanted to improve communications. There's nothing worse than not knowing what each other is doing in this environment. We wanted to make certain that we had good communication between the other departments so that we could resolve any kind of process issues that we might have or any possible rework, which means that we're touching the same pieces of information twice. And so it's how can we eliminate that and provide a much better service.
Okay, great. Right. Now, I know that you just mentioned something very interesting where you talk about crossing over. We interview an awful lot of people from all different departments, so the RFIDs and things like that, we've heard so much about all of that. And I like the way that you've been saying that you've all been kind of working together, which is really important with such a huge community.
Yes, it is, and that's back in 2017, one of the residents' concerns is that our reps, perhaps our customer service reps, were not as informed as they should be. And so we touched on that continually. We have bi-weekly meetings. We attend the department meetings and bring those that need to be there with us. And then we make certain that they're cross-trained in order to be effective.
I see. Okay, great. So what about in terms of contact? How does that work? Like people contacting you, approximately how many people do contact you?
We have almost 300,000 calls last year.
Wow.
And of those, almost 100,000 were resident calls into resident services.
I see.
That means maintenance, the plumbing calls. We also handle the cable calls as well for broadband.
Right.
And we answered over 25,000 calls as well. Gate clearance is very popular.
Okay.
And although we do have Dwelling Live now, which I'd sort of like to bring to our residents, and that's that they can now go online and also bring their guests in without even having to call the call center.
Right.
Last year we answered over 100,000 calls.
Just personal phone calls?
Just personal phone calls on gate clearance.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Also, we have internal calls. We have inbound and we have outbound calls. And that would mean to us that if we receive any voicemails or any emails, then we call back a resident in order to either get more information or to let them know that we're in the process of taking care of their request.
Right.
So as you can see by the summary of
chart, yeah.
2017, the chart, we're very, very busy.
Yes, you are.
And it just does keep us on track, however, and make certain that we can give our residents what they actually need in their services.
Now let's take a look at the chart just for a moment. So you took you took almost 300,000 contact calls, and then you have them divided up. Let's talk a little bit about the dwelling live. I do that in my community, and so you're able to make a phone call, or is it an online thing?
Yes, it is. They can go online, and Dwelling Live is soon to be the very first option that they have when they go into the web.
Okay.
In order to actually book their own residence in.
Okay.
Which automatically goes into the system, and it allows for a very smooth entrance for any guests.
Okay, great. Well, I love it, and it is very easy. And you can put permanent guests on there too. So if you have, family members that come often, that will be provided too.
That's correct.
Oh, that's great. Okay. All right, super. What else do you have? You have some planning of different spaces that you're going to be doing?
Well, we will be remodeling the resident service area, and that's because right now it is not user-friendly to our resident as well as to our employees. And to do that, we will be moving Alterations, who has a very large number of persons coming in to see them, to another area still on the first floor, as well as the mailroom will be slightly remodeled, and the resident services will be modeled so this way we have a very good placement for the front counter, as well as our call center reps, who are now 2 and 3 people in one cubicle, will be able to have their isolated cubicles so that they can provide better service without any distractions.
Okay.
We're also planning on a temporary location for resident services during this time, and we'll be, during the remodel, we'll be moving up to the 3rd floor.
Oh,
and we
you're
will
joining us.
Yes, I am. And we'll make it very accessible for our residents, and hopefully make a very smooth transition.
Right. Well, I think that'll be easier said than done in some cases, right? However, if they show up on the 1st floor, they're going to notice that that there's construction. But one thing that I think we've talked to Chuck a couple different times about is, broadband services. People come into our office, they're like, oh, hey, I've got my box. Well, no, that's on the 1st floor, and you have to go to window number 9. So we've been so used to saying window number 9.
Well, it was originally on the 3rd floor.
Oh, right.
Which at that time was a very big inconvenience for our residents.
Okay.
And so we moved the Alterations CSR down, not Alterations, excuse me, the broadband person down to our area. And yes, you're right, they're at window number 9. And this saves the resident a number of steps.
Right.
And they don't have to worry about carrying the equipment if they're turning something in.
Well, exactly. So how long do you think the remodel will be?
Probably 6 to 8 weeks.
So not too
once
bad.
started, and right now the plan is we are going out to RFP, so this way we can be competitive.
Okay.
In the vendor market, as well as our architects have already been involved, and we have our project manager assigned.
Great.
By Ernesto, so we're very excited.
Good. Well, it sounds like you're making some good progress.
Yes, we are.
Good. All right. What else do you have?
Well, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the workplace.
Okay.
And what is the greater goal of becoming an employer of choice? And that's every company is trying to help to defray, the attrition.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can have 25% of your employees just sort of transitioning out. Resident services is very popular in this organization, and that's because we train our reps to be very good at what they do. And so at times, we have other departments that are very interested in moving our persons over to their environment.
Okay.
And so we're constantly rehiring and training so that the next person that's going to take that move, who knows all about resident services and residents, can be effective. We've improved efficiencies and productivity. We've addressed employee health issues by taking proactive measurements. For example, instead of waiting for there to be a problem ergonomically, we are assessing ergonomics to begin with. So we make certain that when an employee comes on board, that they have all the tools that they need in order to be effective and able to do their job.
That's great.
We also want to improve staff morale. And so we want to make certain that people are comfortable during their day and that they are in a very pleasant environment.
Right.
And so you may notice that we have quite a few decorations downstairs, not only for our residents but also for our employees. So this way we feel comfortable, it's warm, it's friendly, and it's inviting.
Every time there is a holiday, I want to steal all those decorations in the front because they're always so good.
Well,
the
thank
spring
you.
and then the Valentine's Day. So far, good job.
Thank you very much. We have a very special employee in resident services who has that technique for making things absolutely beautiful.
Nice. Well, it always looks good.
She does a really, really great job.
She does.
So thank you for noticing.
Oh yes, absolutely,
Appreciate it.
absolutely. So what's coming up?
Well, what we're going to do is be changing our broadband customer service.
Okay.
What we find is that we really do need to have more of a specialty for technical support.
Okay.
Because we want to be able to dedicate the full amount of time that it takes in order to resolve issues over the telephone. So we're going to be introducing a technical support agent, and that will come out from the call center or the contact center. They'll be able to take a look at the box trouble, TV programming, remote programming, self-install questions of any type, and any connectivity type of issues. And they will be the ones that determine if a truck is going to be rolled or not. And that's because we want to be able to get the resident to have their service just as quickly as possible. So if we can all avoid sending a truck because we can work through the issues over the telephone, then that's what, that's what we want to do.
I wanted to clarify that because so if somebody was to call and maybe whoever was answering the phone couldn't answer that question, then it would go to this technical person?
That's correct.
I see. Okay.
That's
and then
correct.
that person would make a determination as to whether or not somebody needs to go out.
Right. Or
Okay.
they'll work through the call just a little bit more
Okay.
and see if there's anything that they can do in order to work with the resident before sending out a truck.
Perfect.
So this way they get service quicker
Absolutely.
than having to wait.
Okay.
We will, on the other side of it, the call center will still continue to do what we do, and that is to process and set up the payments, update the resident information, answer any general information or billing questions, add and cancel services, transfer, create new accounts, or even schedule installs and box pickups. So it's not, that's only isolated to when a tech service is actually required.
Okay.
And the good news is that the contact center has been doing that, just that it takes a little bit longer for that type of call. So it makes it difficult to handle other calls that are coming in while we're in tech support. So
Exactly.
this should be able to streamline it and provide much faster service.
Sounds good. Sounds great. Excellent.
Thank you.
Excellent. And then, so when there's a lot of seats in the waiting room, and I know that I don't know if you take a number or however that works. Tell me how the check-in process works.
Well, currently we have 4 lines. One for alterations, one for broadband, one for residential services, and then one for the welcome center, which is for the leasing and the IDs of the new residents that are coming on board. As when a person comes in, they look at the signs and they determine which line they're going to go into. Different than last year where they were standing, they can now sit and wait for an agent to call them.
Okay.
That first frees up in that particular designated area.
Okay.
We're going to be changing that effective May 1st, and we're going to have a much more improved check-in process. And there won't be any lines.
Oh, great.
Okay, they won't be sitting in a line.
Oh.
What we'll be doing is taking information at the front of the concierge desk of who the person is, what's their manner or their unit number, and then we'll take information as to and what is it that they would like us to serve them with today. And that particular information will go to whatever area they want to be serviced at.
Okay.
Now, we'll also have a kiosk in the future, so this way if they would like to input the data themselves, they can.
Oh, that's great.
But with the issue, what the really great piece of this is that they'll be able to come in, sit wherever they want, kick back, have a cookie and some water, and wait for their name to be called in the order that they were actually received.
Okay.
And each area actually receives a pop-up that says this is the next person to be taken care of.
Kind of seems like a doctor's office waiting, where you have a little kiosk, or you can go to the front, and then they have a little screen that you can look at. Will they be able to see something, or not really?
Not this
Okay.
time around,
Okay.
but possibly when we remodel downstairs.
Okay.
We'll do that. But this is like the pilot program. We want to make certain that it
Great.
works effectively before going in that
Perfect.
direction, and make certain that the resident is happy with the services that we're providing.
Great. Well, it sounds awesome. It's excellent.
Well, thank you.
Good
We're very
stuff.
excited about this.
Well, yeah, I mean, you did so much last year, and now you're doing more things this year. And I don't think there's any more room for them to build any more buildings in the area, but there's so many residents. It's such a large community. So you definitely have your hands full.
Well, we're definitely blessed.
Yeah. And,
to have all of our wonderful residents.
Oh, yeah.
And
Oh,
I
yeah.
just truly enjoy working with the residents on the property, because they're pretty fantastic people, and so are our employees.
Well, I hear you. I have learned so much about so many people here that live in the community, and then getting to know all the employees too as well, including yourself.
Well, thank you.
So thank you
very
so much for being with us today. And I know there's a phone number that we can give out. So if you all have any questions about resident services, the phone number is 949-597-4600. So if anyone has a question or about anything you've talked about today, they can call that number.
Absolutely. We're here for you.
All right, great.
Thank you so very much.
And you've heard it here straight from Christine Spars. So if you want to visit her down in the first floor right now at Resident Services, you can do that. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Brian Rott, President and CEO of Cartmart here in Laguna Woods. My family's been in the golf cart business since 1959, and we win our customers over with the simple belief of we treat you right. We are proud to be the authorized dealer for Club Car here in Orange County and your go-to source for the sales and service to other major brands. We're conveniently located on El Toro Road, just minutes from Laguna Woods. So come by and see for yourself, while when doing business with Cartmart, there's no reason to go anywhere else.
Parkinson's disease is a neurological movement disorder affecting an estimated 1 million Americans, including many under age 40. The American Parkinson Disease Association is the largest grassroots network in the United States, working to help ease the burden and find the cure for those coping with Parkinson's. Visit apdaoptimism.org today to find out how you can help millions live with dignity and optimism. Your action today will help APDA put an end to Parkinson's disease.
Welcome back. With me right now is our social services manager, Susan McInerney, and we are talking about something that, well, it's important to talk about, not a particular delightful subject, but it's suicide prevention. And coming up on April 26th, there is going to be an educational seminar about this.
Yes, and I'm hoping that even though it might be a topic that scares people off, I'm hoping people do come.
Yeah.
It's next Thursday at 1:30 at the community center here in the Pine Room.
Okay.
And it's going to be, our guest speaker is Rick Mogul. He's the director of the Suicide Bereavement Services at D.D. Hirsch. D.D. Hirsch is renowned for their suicide prevention programs throughout all of Orange County and LA County.
I've never heard of them. Are they
Yes.
sort of a nonprofit? What
They are a nonprofit.
exactly?
They're a small
Okay.
nonprofit. They started the very first 24/7 counseling suicide prevention hotline.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is their thing. This is that they're really good presenters, and it should be a great topic, learning about prevention, talking about things to look for, things to how to help someone who's in need,
Okay.
and also how to help family members if someone does commit suicide, how to help them in the aftermath of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're going to go over some statistics here
Yes.
that I found, you were telling me right before we came on, but surprising.
It is surprising. And the reason why I think this is an important topic for Laguna Woods is some of the surprise is that the suicide rate for older adults is much higher than any population.
I would not have thought that at all.
So 4% males 85 and older are almost 4 times as likely to die from suicide than the overall Orange County population.
Wow.
I have to say that a few times to even think about, to get that. So males 85 and older are almost 4 times more likely to die from suicide than the overall Orange County population.
Wow. I never would have guessed that. I mean,
Yeah.
unfortunately, I would have thought it would be teens.
Yeah.
And maybe even middle-aged folks who are going through some sort of a crisis in their life. I never would have thought that.
Well, older adults, as we know, there's a lot of the things that lead to attempted suicide are isolation, loss of purpose, no longer their friends aren't around, and these are all things that unfortunately when you're 85 and older are compounding, and you're getting more of the variables that might lead someone to do this. And it's men, because even though men are 4 times, women are more likely to attempt and have more attempts than men of suicide. Men succeed, older men typically, because they're using more lethal means, firearms.
What are, like, women are using medications
Probably,
or something
yeah.
like that?
Yes,
Okay.
where someone can find them, someone can stop them, they can get the services they need after the fact.
Okay.
Yeah, but men, it's more of a dangerous combination of suicide thoughts and firearms. Yeah.
Now, is this statistic that you gave me here, the one we're looking at here is Orange County, but does this kind of follow throughout the United States?
It does, yes.
Wow.
Yes, and that's why, again, I want people to come, because we are a vulnerable group in Laguna Woods.
Yeah. As far as what's going to be talked about, they're going to talk about these statistics. Are they also going to talk about where to get help? And
and that's a wonderful question, because DD Hirsch themselves will give the presentation, and they are a wonderful prevention program. But also, if anyone has these feelings of isolation, of loneliness, we have social services here in Laguna Woods. And we have a fantastic team that can provide resources and counseling and the support that you need. So anytime that you have any thoughts, or your neighbor or your friend, or there's some concerns that you have, just give us a call, and one of us can come out.
Now, as far as the information, maybe if people can't get to this on April 26th, is the suicide prevention hotline, is this available to people?
It is.
How would
for the DD Hirsch, they've been in business for 75 years.
Wow.
So they've been around for a while.
I've never heard of them.
And I know that Rick Mogul will talk more about DD Hirsch itself, the program, and he'll do a better job than I. But they do have the Suicide Prevention Center, 24/7 crisis counseling. They receive over 80,000 calls annually from the crisis line. And their number is a 310 number. It's 310-390-6612. But of course I can get the, if anyone were to be in crisis, 911 is the immediate number, and then they can connect to the services.
Oh, they can, okay,
Yeah.
All right. So again, this is happening on April 26th. I don't know what day of the week that is.
It's a Thursday.
A Thursday,
A week from today. And one thing to note, that it's here in the community building. In the Pine Room normally holds about 35 people.
Right.
So I don't, if we get a massive group, which would be a good thing, we'll do it again.
Okay.
Because I don't want to turn anyone away. But if we do get a massive group, we'll take the names and we'll make sure we do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good. And of course, anything in the way of social services that you feel can help you out, their number is 597-4267. And they have a lot of different services there. This is just one of them, but maybe you're somebody who is in need of a little bit of assistance. They work with the Foundation of Laguna Woods, and or maybe you want to help out with the Friendly Visitor Program or whatever it might be. This is a great service. It's right here. If you don't know where it is, the bottom floor here in the Community Center building, and they can help you out in many, many different ways. So great group of people down there.
Yeah, we are. We have a wonderful team that is supportive and caring, and has the education to back up all of their care.
Yeah. All right, Susan, thank you very much. We appreciate it. And again, this is April 26th in the Pine Room at 1:30, the Suicide Prevention Seminar. We'll be right back.
Now lately things been kind of crazy, 'cause I don't see you in my world at all.
At At Breastlink Laguna Hills, we understand the anxiety that comes along with healthcare. That's why we provide breast-dedicated specialists in imaging, surgery, and oncology. We have one center, one team, with one focus, you. Studies have shown that cancer patient outcomes are better when treated by dedicated specialists. This makes a difference for women who want timely, concise, and accurate answers. Breastlink delivers the care you deserve with the quality you expect. Whether you need us now or later, we're always here.
Welcome back. Well, it's always wonderful to have Jennifer Carmarker here with the Globe headlines, and I think we're going to highlight the Village Games.
We are. We have sent a photographer out over the course of the games to get some photos, and we have some wonderful photos today of table tennis as well as tennis.
Right.
So
totally different, one on an outdoor court and one in an indoor table.
Exactly, exactly. But they both use a racket.
This is true.
So as you know, the Village Games kicked off on Monday, April 8th. We've had a full week and a half of competition with dozens of medals awarded. The 19th Annual Games features 360 of Laguna Woods' top senior athletes. They're competing for medals across 23 events. And the schedule for the upcoming week, we have lawn bowling, archery, shuffleboard, equestrian, paddle tennis, badminton, golf par 3, target shooting, pickleball, petanque. Did I say that right?
Petanque.
Petanque.
Huh.
And progressive bridge. Competition will culminate with a 5K run. That will be starting from Clubhouse 1 at 7 a.m. That's Saturday, April 28th. And the closing ceremonies will take place at Clubhouse 5, as we know. That will be 9 to 11 a.m. Monday, April 30th. So you don't want to miss that.
So much activity.
It's amazing.
I don't even know how they keep up with all those things.
I don't know. I don't know. But I am glad to see the games back in the spring again.
Yeah. Oh, were they not before?
I think they did them last year in October. And it was brutally hot. So I think this is a better time of year.
Oh, good.
So the athletes seem a little bit happier.
Well, and certainly a lot of participants too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fun.
Yeah, good turnout. In other news, on Monday, April 9th, there were 32 people that attended a creative workshop at City Hall. It was put on by the Orange County Public Library and the City of Laguna Woods. Purple, pink, green, yellow, and blue circle polka dots dotted the display table. They were making paper flowers, tissue paper flowers.
Look at those, are really nice.
They turned out so lovely.
I mean, they were taught how to do that.
Yeah,
step by step.
they started with food dyed coffee filters, dyed in different colors, and I think there was like 6 layers to each flower. And
right, and then look at those pictures. They just look amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
Yeah, so it was really fun. Beginning in the summer of last year, the Creative Workshops for Seniors is the city and the library's effort to engage community members and activate their creative side through crafts. Past workshops have ranged from painting canvas tote bags and journaling to creating custom string art. All supplies are provided for the crafters and the service is free. The workshops will be held the second Monday of every month at City Hall. They call it Monday Fun Day. Now next month's class is already full. However, if you want to secure a spot on the waiting list, you can call the Orange County Public Libraries. Their number is 949-360-1730. So you can get a spot on the waiting list. And for those who don't mind the drive, the Orange County Public Library holds an identical workshop the following day in Aliso Viejo. That is at the Aliso Viejo Branch Library at One Journey.
Okay.
So
either place.
Either place.
So if you miss out on this one, you can go to the other
very
location.
next day. But you do need to register in advance.
Definitely call.
Definitely call.
All right.
And on Tuesday, the Third Mutual Board discussed manor alteration standards regarding fireplaces, gutters, and downspouts. At the request of the Third Architectural Control and Standards Committee, Third has been revisiting the 40 measures included in the alteration standards. The committee recommended a resolution for new alteration standards for fireplaces, which included 3 main points. First, no new wood or gas-burning fireplaces are permitted to be installed. And second, all fireplaces must keep to the unit's original design and dimensions. Lastly, all units are required to have a carbon monoxide detector and spark arresters. The committee recommended a resolution to a 22-year-old alteration standard regulating that gutters and downspouts may not be installed in any way that damages the roofing or drain into an area that will affect surface drainage.
Additionally, gutters and downspouts are required to be seamless and in the same style and color as those existing on the building. Third unanimously passed those resolutions, and they will be revisited in May to satisfy the 30-day notification period.
Wow.
The third board, as you probably know, is seeking candidates for 2 vacancies on the board of directors. Those terms expire in October 2019. Applicants must be full-time residents and have lived here in the village for 6 months. Applications can be obtained from Catherine Laster in the CEO's office and are due back to her by noon Friday, May 4th. Qualified candidates will be interviewed, and an election will take place at a special third board meeting. That will be at 1:30 p.m. Tuesday, May 8th in the Sycamore Room. So those who are interested can call up to the CEO's office. That's 949-597-4265 for further information.
Right, there's a lot of activity going on.
There really is.
Wow.
This sounds really fun. The village's first ever Jewish food festival is coming up.
Yep.
So mark your calendars. It will take place on Sunday, April 29th. That will be in Clubhouse 1 from 5 to 8 p.m. And it's presented by the Reformed Temple of Laguna Woods. The main lounge will feature a variety of Jewish food, homemade baked goods, and a silent auction. The patio will come alive with an exuberant klezmer band, Israeli dancing, and a craft sale.
That sounds good. I bet the food's going to be delicious,
I think it's going to be wonderful. I'm going to send a photographer out to capture all the fun moments of that.
It.
So
Good.
we'll have some photos in the Globe the following week. Some of the participating organizations are Hadassah, Ort, Chabad Laguna Woods, National Council of Jewish Women, Temple Judea, and the Laguna Woods region of the Jewish Federation and Family Services of Orange County. So they're all participating in that. Admission will be free. There will be food items for sale. You can purchase tickets with cash or credit cards to exchange for food. Parking will be available in the front and the back of Clubhouse 1 and on both sides of the library. So
okay, and Clubhouse 1, you know, that could fill up pretty easily.
It can, so you might want to get there early.
And did you say they had to RSVP, right?
Or
no?
No. There's no RSVP. Admission is free. Just come on over.
Great.
And enjoy the music and the food.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. Got some letters this week.
Oh, let's hear the letters.
Let's hear the letters.
Hopefully all good.
Well, it's a mixed bag.
All right.
It's a mixed bag. This week's letters include topics of landscape overwatering, the perils of Gate 3, a bluebird box update from the Western Bluebird Club, and a request to stop feeding the crows.
Oh.
And here was an interesting letter. C. Fennick of Laguna Woods says that in Laguna Woods, walking is risky behavior. Fennick writes, as a daily walker, I am nearly injured or killed every day. Drivers do not stop at stop signs and make turns without looking out for walkers or do rolling stops at lights and stop signs. I've taken to holding a handheld stop sign to help protect myself.
I love it.
If you see somebody out there with a stop sign, that's our writer.
And it's not unusual. I mean, or it's not just here in Laguna Woods. That's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
I mean, people are just rolling right through the stop signs and the red lights.
We call it the California roll.
I know. Well, where's the police officers when you need them, right? But I think that's great. Maybe we should all have our own stop signs.
Yeah, maybe. And the writer is suggesting that we have more security patrol to stop the offending drivers.
I see. Well, you know, they take everything into consideration.
They do.
Perfect.
They do. So,
well, thank you. That's great information.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to know that the village games are coming along just fine. And
They are.
I run into the little paddle room every once in a while and see them play their tabletop tennis because that's always fun to watch.
They're amazing over there.
Yeah, very good. Thank you again.
Thank you.
And don't forget, if you want a globe, you can go downstairs to the first floor and they have them either at the front desk or you can pop in towards the back of the building and get yours on the first floor. We'll be right back.
At El Toro Pharmacy, your health needs and your quality of life is our top priority. We can be trusted with all your prescription needs, delivered free to your doorstep. Call us to have your prescription transferred. We will take care of everything. No hassle to you. We are a full-service pharmacy carrying all your over-the-counter medicines at competitive prices. And we offer complete diabetic care and your immunization requirements too. Under new management, come visit us in Moulton Plaza. El Toro Pharmacy will never be undersold, and we offer the finest after-sale services.
Hi, my name is Shirley Witt. I'm Director of Programs with Age Well Senior Services. April is Volunteer Month. So let's go in, let's talk to some of our volunteers and find out what really makes them tick. Michelle, tell me why you like to volunteer.
Well, there are a couple of reasons, actually. First reason is there's something in it for me, because when you're a teacher, as I used to be a professor, you're infected with teaching, and you just have to keep doing it. So there's fun for me in it, in doing that. Plus the subject matter I'm interested in, so many different courses that I've taught here. But for the people who attend the classes, I think there's something in it for them too. And some interesting factoids, one might call them, but you know, an interest level in subject matter, whether that's history or old television or American novelists, and so there's something there, and it might stimulate them to look into a little more deeply into some subjects and become kind of taking it into a hobby level, perhaps.
Michelle, thank you so much for your time and your service. We'll really, really appreciate it. Richard, tell me why you volunteer.
I volunteer because I know Shirley and my wife, and they both make me do it. But mainly it's because I was raised by my grandparents, and my grandparents taught me a lot of things that I know about life, and they taught me about work ethics. And I loved my grandparents, and I felt it was time to repay for what my grandparents did to me. And I hate doing this because I get very emotional about it. But volunteering for me is something that we all need to do, and it's no matter who the people are, whether they're happy people or sad people, or whether they're sick or grumpy. It doesn't matter. We have to take care of these people when they're in need, and I believe that that's what we should do. We should just take care of the people that need us to do what we need to do.
Richard, if the world had more people like you, it would be a better world. So thank you so much for giving back.
You're so welcome.
Nate, what is it about volunteering that you enjoy?
Well, volunteering gives me a sense of meeting people, doing something for the community. And it started off by the way I came here about 1.5 years ago, and I met a nice little lady. She looked familiar. I mean, really, really looked familiar. I said to her, "Excuse me, but I don't remember your name. I know you from somewhere." And she looks at me and she looks to me and she says, "How soon do you need to know?" That's when I knew that I have to do something here to serve the community that I moved into from Fullerton, and I enjoy it very much.
Nate, what is your description? What is a volunteer?
Volunteer is the time has come to give. Where most of your life you were taking things to make a living. Now you're in a position where you have to give and share, and the pleasures that come with it is unbelievable.
Thank you for your service. We appreciate it. Thank you. Jean, tell me why you volunteer.
Because I get a free lunch, the first place. No, I like to be in the camaraderie of the other elderly people. I started coming here 2 years ago because my neighbor lost her husband and she was desolate. So I thought I'd bring her here so she could have some companionship and join in different things that are going on. And now she's got dementia, and I'm bringing her in the end of the month, but she doesn't go anyplace. She has a full-time caregiver. But I came here, secondly, to find my fourth husband. Yes, and my qualifications are he has to be ambulatory and have a good pension.
Find out if he has a brother if you find him, would you? Thank you, Jean. Appreciate your service. First of all, Leroy, what is a volunteer?
For me, a volunteer is a person that wants to get involved with the community that he or she lives in. A great way to give back. Great way to give back. Great way to get involved. Great way to help and see a smile on people's faces who normally wouldn't wouldn't have a smile on their face. Volunteering for me, first of all, was my wife said to me, you know, when you retire, I don't want you hanging around the house. You need to get out and do something. And so this has been a great resource for me. Besides working with some great people, it's been really, really fun.
Would you suggest volunteering to other people?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I think I'm responsible for at least 3 or 4 of the volunteers that we have here, and I know that I knew then that they would have been a good fit, and they have not let me down this far. So it's been really great.
And the pay for volunteering is great, isn't it?
The pay. I worked in corporate America for over 20 years, made some good money, but this is more rewarding. This is more rewarding. The fact that you are able to help someone. I had a lady call me last week and she said, "Do you know if Ralph's deliver food?" I said, "Well, this is the senior center. I don't know that, but I can check for you." So these are the kind of things that which for me, it makes my day. And I'm excited about it. I can't wait to be here on Thursdays.
Well, thank you so much for your service. You are phenomenal. If there was more people like you, this would definitely be a better world. Thank you, Leroy.
Thank you.
Thank you. Fred, why do you volunteer? Why do you come here 2 or 3 days a week and volunteer? What is the purpose of that?
Well, when I came to California from Philadelphia, I was bored. I didn't know what to do. The only thing that I knew about myself, that community service and helping people was my DNA. So one of my church members told me about the Florence Sylvester Center. And guess what? When I came here, that's when my life began. It's a blessing to come here. I've learned so much being around people, seeing them smile, coming in, doing the Meals on Wheels, setting up for lunch and just socializing with people. It has made my life so delightful. The programs that they offer here are wonderful. And the staff, directed by Shirley Witt, they go above and beyond. I watch them help people, and they do anything to make the senior citizen happy. But I can tell you this, I wish more people would volunteer. I wish more people would volunteer. I ask people every day, volunteer, because giving of yourself is the best thing that you can do. Because to me, Sylvester Senior Citizen has made me happy, happy, happy. That's all I can say.
Thank you, Fred. And if more people had your DNA, I think we'd have a lot more happy, happy people in the world. And thank you for what you do, and thank you for giving back.
Thank you
Appreciate
so much.
it. Dodie, tell me how long you've been volunteering and why you volunteer.
Oh, I've been volunteering almost 39 years in all 3 places that we've had, and I enjoy every second of it, and I think it's what has kept me halfway young. And I love all my people, and I love being with them, and this place is like a second home to me, and I have more fun. You know, sometimes I'm the Easter Bunny, and sometimes I'm Santa Mama, and I just, we have nice parties here, and these people are my friends, and I think that's what's it has kept me going for 91 years, is this senior center. And I can't thank everyone enough for it, because I would be alone, almost alone, if I didn't have it. It's like a second home, and anyone that comes here is so welcome and so loved that I don't know what else to say.
How much did I pay you to say that?
Well, I really don't have that much money, Shirley. But what I have, I donate.
Thank you, hon. Thank you for everything.
We can use as many donations as we can get, I'll tell you.
John, why do you volunteer? What gives you that passion? And I know you have passion. What is it?
Well, Shirley, it really wasn't a passion. What happened is I was driving down Wilton Parkway one day, and I saw this lady sashaying across the parking lot with such confidence and elegance. So I said, I gotta go see who that is. And that was my first visit to Florence Sylvester.
Who was that lady?
I never found her.
Why do you volunteer? What kept you here?
Well, once I got here and I started walking around looking to see where she was or who she was, someone walked up and introduced themselves and introduced me to the program. And as a result, I was asked to volunteer, and I said I don't make commitments. And then they said, well, we have something you can do once a month, and that's the food bank, the food distribution commodities. I said, well, I'll do that, but it'll give you an opportunity to keep coming. And as a result, I began coming for lunch on 2 days a week, Tuesdays and Fridays, and doing the brain exercise class. And of course, the brain exercise class is really good because I don't have a great logic skill. So I'm learning that, and it's keeping me stimulated. And so I do lunch on Tuesdays and lunch on Fridays. And I've met a wonderful group of people, and part of my brain exercise class is I try to remember names. And of course, all the names that I try to remember are ladies' names. So I don't know very few men's names, but I know most of the ladies' names.
What was your name again?
John Stewart.
Thank you, John.
Christine and Jack for the Jewelry Box.
Hey, Christine, after 17 years, who's still the top buyer of jewelry in Orange County?
We are, Jack.
And who buys more sterling silver flatware and hollowware?
We do.
Who buys more diamonds?
Why, we do.
And who buys more fine watches?
We do, Jack.
And who buys more silver and gold coins?
We do.
Good job, Christine.
I've had 17 years to practice.
The Jewelry Box of Lake Forest since 2001, and it's still about trust.
Well, coming up this Friday is a documentary called Faces Places, and it's all about an artist who has a passion for exploration and images in general, and more precisely for places and for ways of showing, sharing, and exhibiting them. And he meets up with this older woman, and they go across France, all different places, different cities, and he takes these photographs, and as you can see here, they become poster art in a sense. He then puts them against buildings and different situations, really quite different. Cool. And you can see that whole van is like a giant studio, and then they print out these huge prints, and you can see just some of the examples here. And he goes across France and gets to know these people. So a very different kind of movie. Now I do want to tell you that this movie is in French with English subtitles. So whether you're watching it at 2 o'clock on Friday or 7 o'clock, it's French with English subtitles. So there's only one version basically that we have here. So just keep that in mind. It's a very different movie. You can look at some of these giant prints that they do,
so
and
neat.
You know, the way he puts them on the side of buildings. And I like this one here. He's kind of, I think he has this on some big cement block. Guy sitting at the beach, and
there's a goat.
Yeah, there's a goat. So very different. That'll be coming up on Friday.
All right.
And tell us about this movie, Breathe.
Okay, Breathe. Well, it has Andrew Garfield and Claire Foy, and it is really a great movie. They both do a really nice job. The inspiring true love story of Robin and Diana Cavendish, an adventurous couple who refuse to give up in the face of a devastating disease. Their heartwarming celebration of human possibility marks the directorial debut of Andy Serkis. And I'd have to say, it really is a very empowering movie if you do have someone you love and you really want to motivate them to stay alive and to, you know, look forward to the future. It's really a very nice movie. He ends up getting a devastating disease, polio.
Okay.
And, you know, he just doesn't want to live, and she really helps motivate him to go on, be a husband, be a father, and it really is a beautiful movie, so I think everybody would really like that. And that's on Monday, April 23rd at 2 p.m. No subtitles in that one, so you should be all right. So
this, it looks like it takes place in the 1920s or 30s
yeah,
or something,
it is.
Before we had a cure, a vaccine for polio.
Exactly.
Okay.
And also, the other interesting thing about the movie is that they were all very afraid to go outside. They wanted everyone to stay inside a hospital.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give away the whole movie, but he and his wife, with some help of some friends,
Yeah, I saw that
create
scene.
a
Yes.
wheelchair,
Yes.
so they can go outside. So it really is a cool movie. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it
Go
looks
see that.
very good.
That's on Monday.
And that is our 2 movies for coming up. Now, let's tell you a reminder about the Senior Summit that is coming up this Friday over at the Performing Arts Center. And there is a number to call, if I can find it here. I think I remember it anyway. It's 800, thank you, 800-510-2020. And the reason you need to RSVP is because they have both breakfast and lunch there, so they need to know how many people are going to be there. So please do that.
Right.
And again, it is this Friday, 8 o'clock. You can get there a little bit early to 12:30. And I understand some people stay the whole time, others come and go.
Right.
It just depends.
And you get that cool bag.
Yes, you do.
There was a cool bag and tchotchkes and fun things that Lisa Bartlett told us
And then
about.
we're going to be showing it, if you can't get to it, several times during the month of May. May 5th, 13th, 22nd, 24th, and 30th. So we always tape that, and we'll be showing that to you.
All right.
All right.
Great. And then we are off to the races on May 5th. Sport your favorite over-the-top hat and head to Clubhouse 5 on Saturday, May 5th for the pageantry and excitement of the 144th Annual Kentucky Derby. The event kicks off at 1 p.m. and the race will be shown on a big screen. You pick the winning horse and take home genuine Kentucky Derby merchandise. The No Host Bar will boast special Derby Day mint juleps for $3 and free beer and wine. Man, we're there.
Yes.
Catered by Yolanda, the Kentucky-style grub includes tasty appetizers and entrees like Benedictine tort with pita chips, Derby deviled eggs, Lexington scalloped potatoes, and more. That sounds great. Reservations are available at Clubhouse 5. Tickets are $21 and beginning Thursday, April 5th. And the last day for refunds is May 3rd.
All right.
Sounds fun.
All right. Well, I guess I wonder if they have the $1,000 mint julep.
Oh.
That's being put out by Woodford Reserve.
Is there gold in it?
It is.
I figured as much.
Yeah, it's a gold-plated cup. And anyway.
So you were right on the weather.
I was right on the weather. Actually, there's a little bit more drizzle out there than I thought, but it is clearing up. If you're watching this in the morning, as I said, this shouldn't last very long. And as we get to the afternoon, we should see pretty clear skies. And then this high-pressure system comes in. As you can see, it's 73 tomorrow, 78 on Saturday and Sunday. That actually may get warmer than what I have there. So we'll see about that. But this is just like a little dip in the action today.
Yeah.
But it's nice, you know, not enough to really water everything really well, but it's good to have. And as I said, by this afternoon, it should pretty much clear up.
Good, and the weekend looks good because this weekend is the boat show.
It is the boat show.
Newport Beach Boat Show, so you can enjoy the gorgeous weather this
Yeah.
weekend. And then coming up tomorrow, we have.
sorry. I'm sorry. I was going to ask you, is it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday?
Yeah.
The boat show?
Yes,
Okay.
it is.
I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if it was on Friday as well.
Yep, it
Okay.
sure is. So you can go any
All right.
of those days.
They're just telling us to leave.
Wrap it up. Okay.
Wrap it up. We'll see you tomorrow. Sorry, they're giving me the wrap sign.
Okay, bye.
All right, sorry. I wanted to.